society. British coal production quadrupled, and cities like Manchester exploded in size as people flocked to new industrial centers. 6,000 miles of railway track crisscrossed Britain by 1850, creating millions of jobs and connecting the nation like never before. For the first time, humanity harnessed the force of nature on an industrial scale, breaking free from the limits of muscle, wind, and water. Steam engines outperformed hundreds of horses, working tirelessly anywhere coal and water could be found. The demand for coal skyrocketed, driving miners deeper underground and spurring mining technology. More coal meant more engines, which powered pumps to access even more coal, a feedback loop of power. Canals and railroads reshaped landscapes, shrinking distances and accelerating life. The factory system, with its rigid schedules and relentless machines, redefined work and created its own millions left behind their stagnation, but often found harsh living conditions. The world became more connected, productive, and complex, all driven by the relentless force of steam. To grasp steam's impact, we must first see the world it replaced. Before the 18th century, power meant muscle, human, ox, or horse. These sources were limited and fragile. Production was small-scale and local, tied to the endurance of people and animals. Windmills and water wheels added some power, but both had limits. Wind was unreliable, and water power tied industry to rivers. Factories had to be built on riverbanks, often far from cities and trade routes, limiting growth. The speed of life was natural, the pace of a horse, the rhythm of the seasons. Trade moved by cart or sail, and communication was slow. Productivity, wealth, and population growth all hit a ceiling. This was a world waiting for a breakthrough, a power source not bound by geography or biology. The total energy available to society was profoundly limited. The world was ready for steam. The stage was set for a revolution. Everything was about to change. The idea of steam power is ancient. In the 1st century AD, Hero of Alexandria built the Aeolipile, a spinning steam toy, not a practical engine. For 1,500 years, steam remained a curiosity. The need and technology weren't there. In late 17th century England, flooded coal mines demanded a solution. Horses couldn't keep up. Enter Thomas Savery, who patented the miner's friend in 1698, a steam-powered pump. Savery's device used steam to create a vacuum and suck water from mines, but it was limited and dangerous. It could only lift water about 20 feet and was prone to explosions. Still, it was the first time steam did real industrial work. Savery's engine proved steam's potential, sparking the imagination of inventors. The problem of flooded mines wasn't solved, but the path was clear. The challenge? Build a safer, more powerful, and efficient engine. The age of steam began with a hiss and a prayer. The real revolution was just beginning. The next leap came from Thomas Newcomen, an ironmonger from Devon. In 1712, Newcomen unveiled the atmospheric engine, a safer, more effective steam pump. It used low-pressure steam to create a vacuum, letting atmospheric pressure do the heavy lifting. The engine's piston, connected to a giant beam, pumped water from deep mines. Cold water condensed the steam, creating a vacuum and driving the piston down. The cycle repeated about 12 times a minute, pulling water up from the depths. Hundreds of Newcomen engines were built, mostly in coal mines. The main drawback: inefficiency. Constantly heating and cooling the cylinder wasted huge amounts of coal. The engine was only practical where coal was cheap and abundant. It could pump mines, but it couldn't yet power a revolution. The search for a better engine continued. The stage was set for a breakthrough. James Watt, a Scottish instrument maker, transformed Newcomen's engine. In 1764, Watt realized most of the engine's energy was wasted reheating the cylinder. His solution, a separate condenser, allowing the main cylinder to stay hot while steam condensed elsewhere. This innovation cut coal use by 2/3 and made steam engines far more efficient. Watt partnered with Matthew Boulton, who provided capital and manufacturing expertise. Their business model licensed the engine and charged royalties based on fuel savings. Watt kept innovating. He invented rotary motion, letting engines power factory machines, and the double-acting engine, doubling power and smoothing motion. Steam engines could now do more than pump water. They could drive industry. The The engine was ready to leave the mines and power the Industrial Revolution. Watt and Boulton's partnership changed history. The steam engine became the heart of modern industry. The first industry steam transformed was textiles. Before steam, cotton cloth was made by hand or in small water-powered mills. Steam engines freed factories from rivers, allowing massive mills in cities like Manchester. Production soared. Britain's raw cotton imports skyrocketed, and finished cloth became affordable for the masses. Factories ran around the clock, powered by steam. The factory system concentrated workers under one roof, each tending a machine in long, repetitive shifts. Artisans lost status. Factory owners gained wealth and power, widening the gap between classes. Steam spread to other industries, flour, paper, iron, fueling a self-reinforcing cycle of growth. The iron industry especially thrived as steam-powered bellows made better iron for more engines and railways. Steam was not just a tool, it was the engine of the revolution. The world's first industrial society was born. The pace of change was unstoppable. The revolution spread beyond Britain. Steam engines soon conquered distance, not just factories. Early locomotives hauled coal, but the real breakthrough came with George Stephenson's railways. The 1825 Stockton and Darlington Railway was the first public steam railway. The Liverpool and Manchester Railway followed, slashing travel time and proving steam's power. Railways became a national obsession, driving demand for iron, steel, and coal. Thousands of miles of track connected cities, ports, and markets, creating jobs and transforming landscapes. Perishable goods could reach cities, changing diets and daily life. Ordinary people could now travel long distances easily and affordably. Railways standardized time, leading to railway time and eventually Greenwich Mean Time. The railway was steam's ultimate expression, reshaping space, time, and society. The world was now truly connected. Steam-powered industry drew millions to cities, turning small towns into sprawling metropolises. By 1851, Britain had 29 cities over 50,000 people, urbanization on an unprecedented scale. Rapid growth brought chaos, cramped unsanitary housing, polluted water, and rampant disease. Factory work was grueling and dangerous, with long hours and little protection. Men, women, and children toiled side by side, often for meager wages. Workers began to organize, demanding better pay, shorter hours, and safer conditions. Strikes and unions emerged, sparking a long struggle for rights. Yet cities also became centers of innovation, wealth, and opportunity. A new middle class of merchants, engineers, and professionals rose alongside the working people. Museums, libraries, and universities flourished, funded by industrial wealth. Steam created a world of contrast, productivity, and poverty, marvels and misery. The social challenges it unleashed still echo today. The steam engine was more than an invention. It was the catalyst for the modern age. Its legacy is everywhere, in factories, power grids, and global trade. Steam shattered humanity's energy limits, proving progress could be limitless. The system's thinking, born in the age of steam, standardization, efficiency, interconnectedness, shapes our world today. The global economy, automation debates, and even climate change all trace back to steam's revolution. Steam's appetite for coal began the era of fossil fuels and environmental challenges. The inequalities and social struggles of today have roots in the steam-powered transformation. Steam connected heat to motion, coal to capital, and iron to empire. It built cities, shrank the globe, and propelled us into the industrial era. We still live in the house that steam built, a world forever changed by expanding water vapor.